Hello from Bali. This is a podcast Pigeon of Peace where we do discuss awesome skills of troubleshooters. Watch, listen, and check the description below for the details. Let's talk about love and let's start with the definition.
There is exist a series of bubble gum which has a name Love Is and multi-point. Is it okay to say multi-point or triple point? How to
Couple
say
of
correct?
points. Multi-point is good. Yeah.
Multi-point. And there is a very funny story behind the scene. It was a girl who was an artist, and she were writing some small sketches, and suddenly she met a guy, and he was handsome, and he fall in love immediately, and she started to place somewhere a small piece of paper with these cartoons about small girl, and this girl were talking about love to someone, and this guy couldn't resist, and then he met this girl, and they have wedding, and they have a couple of children, and suddenly doctors found that he has a cancer of a third grade, and he died, and this girl gave the right to write the small pictures to another English artist, and he continues to do it even right now. But lastest pictures she drew, it was 3 pictures. When small girl were crying on the grave, second small girl were talking with spirits, and small girl were sitting with a bench, and she were trying to embrace somebody, something like a cloud person which is gone, and this is love.
Well, this is actually quite touching. And if we speak about, like love in general, is it like a feeling? Is it, like something that we could foster? Is it something that someone could pass to us? So what exactly this thing, like in our daily life, in our, like maybe things we do. So how exactly it piercing us as a human, maybe as a business professionals, or maybe as just, simple people?
Several weeks ago, I met a girl. She is prostitute, and she were complaining about some of her clients, which was also my clients by business. And she told me that they do not pay to her, something like this. And I say, okay, I will remind, but that's not the way how you should ask for a favor. And after some small talking, suddenly he ask me, do you know that too many businessmen have lovers and so on? It could be girl, it could be boy. And I say, I don't know, maybe the reason is because they have maybe money. And she told me, no, the reason they has no love. And I was stunning. This is quite different situation. So love make us inspiring. Love like fire our heart. Love is like something in the future which attract us like butterflies attracted by a small fire. If you have love, you are quite happy person. But if you will ask commissions, they will tell you that love, like a chemical reaction, could continue in our body not more than like 18 months, and then it would be like a habit. So we used to live with the same person, and this is a very safe lock for our relations, because without them, maybe we will have moving among tribes, among cities, and we will have no stop, and we will have no heritage.
And when we're actually speaking about, like maybe stages of love, obviously, people also used to say there is like a chemistry and a lot of, like body language and the body interaction at the beginning. And later on, it would be, like more like a partnership when you explore maybe even the depth of, your soul, of, like of the conversations, or maybe things that you could do together. And you might be, like you might be meet the only one person who you just could share like whatever you have. So what might be the stages of love and how to like maybe track them and see like whether exactly it goes. And as far as I remember, in one of the skills, you also mentioned that it's always good to stay on certain point of time, to not like, it's probably related to the decay of the company. So when you always stay at the specific circle, so how to know about the circles, the stages, and actually make sure that you stay on them, or maybe even leave.
The best way explain your love, for example, for your wife and for your girlfriend, is something like this. You will tell, okay, on the first place, the most loved person to you is your mother. On second place, it could be Maxim. But next step, or next, I don't know how to say, next ladder, which is third one, how to say, next step, it would be also occupied by Maxim's legs, because he wants to sit on two stages together. There is a lot of tricky questions girls could ask. For example, you will go with girl in a shopping mall, and suddenly she will ask, is it красивая, beautiful girl or not? And there is not such an answer as yes or no, and only one is possible answer is who.
Well, I do believe it's quite interesting. It also reminds me one of the things. So somehow it also feels that the love is also might be a job. Like every time like you interact with someone, maybe it's like a job, or maybe it's like a project, or maybe it's even a program. So there was like a little story. I was with my girlfriend, and then two other girls approached to us and said like, "Hey, can you just like for fun paint something on our body?" So immediate reaction was definitely to pay. But then I was said myself like, "Okay, hold on," and then I said, "Okay, I only allow." Like do this with someone else. And then the girlfriend actually was like looking grateful. So whether we should approach to love as a project, and again, like all of the projects also could get initiated well, and also could end up like in a different things. So how to develop this mindset that like it also might be chemistry, but then it also might be some sort of like specific professional activity.
When you meet someone, it could be a girl or boy. At first, you will maybe like body, maybe sex, maybe something else. But after 2 or 3 years, everything would become much calmer. So no chemistry in the blood, and you will stay stable. And at this point, it's became a project. And at this point, you should remember two stories. First, one of a grandma was saying something like this: never fight with each other. Fight against problem, but all together. And second, never quarrel to the end until you want to have a divorce. So if you have intention to stay together, to have child, to make a house or something else, to have something in common, you should forgive each other. And sometimes it happens. For example, if you will go even in beautiful restaurant, I don't know how to say, maybe luxury restaurant, sometimes you will got rotten fruit, sometimes you will got burnt steak, sometimes you will get a spoiled drink. But anyway, you will forgive them because they will smile, they will give you some discount. The same way you should treat your beloved one. So sometimes give discount, sometimes you should stay, and maybe you should be, I don't know how to say, провиниться, to have a guilt, to be guilty.
To be guilty, yeah.
There is a saying that in some families there is an order because everything on the place, and the husband feel himself guilty.
Well, I do believe is also might be right framework to live by. And when we also speak, like life could be, to one person to another, but there's also might be, like different love to, like group of people, maybe to entire humanity. So how to maybe, if we consider this, let's imagine this is like a bank account, which, like could replenish or may not. So how do we invest this feeling, if we would ever do this, into other people? So what should be the proportion, maybe the timing, maybe the frequency?
Maxim, at my long life, I hear this thought about bank account of love in third time. First, it was in one book. Another time, it was from Infoguru, and third time from you. And I am quite agree with this. There is a very famous Russian dramaturg and film writer. He is friend of mine. He is quite old one, and he has another marriage. And he was talking to me several years ago, and he told something like this: woman, it's like a multiplier. If you will give some portion of love, she will multiply it. You will give some portion of sperma, and he will multiply it to a child. You will give some small feeling of comfort, and you will get much more. So this is your like magic box. This is like your gene. So if you will get what you put in it. The same saying in Indian language would be something like this: the man is like a box. If you will put in yourself something valuable, you will become, I don't know how to say, шкатулка.
Just the box.
okay, just a box. But if you will put something in yourself like garbage, remains of apple which was already eaten, you will become like a rubbish or garbage bin. So from you depend what you will get from yourself and from other ones. And if you will put some small accounts, you will have a deposit, you will have interests. And if your suppose will feel safety, you will get the same.
And I do believe this was a good explanation how knowing about love could make this world a better place. So we review the skill and how it could be helpful for you. Stay in peace.